We're getting into the papers now to see what the headlines are across Nigeria. And I have with me in the studio, Oladeyinde Ario, one of our analysts in the studio. Good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
Great.
Same here. You ran away.
No, I went to take some little rest, but I'm back on now. Yes. And then Funke Trasher, Durodala, is here with us in the studio. Nice to see you.
Thank you, and congratulations to TVC.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. You were at that event. You were the compere at that event. Amazing time we had. Thank you so much for what you did as well. Thank you. It's okay. Now let's get into the papers now. We'll start with the Leadership newspaper. Leadership is where we start from, and it says COVID-19 spike, another lockdown imminent as federal government imposes 5-week restrictions. Another lockdown imminent as federal government imposes 5-week restrictions, and there's some multiple riders there. Bars, clubs, sporting activities, restaurants had to close, and the religious activities to operate at 50% capacity. Civil servants below grade level 12 to stay at home, and FCT attains a PTF testing target, and National Assembly awaits supplementary budget for vaccine. Okay. All right, all of that on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. National economy is next. National economy is still focusing on COVID-19. Nigeria risks economic gains reversal as federal government imposes new restrictions. Nigeria risks economic gains reversal as federal government imposes new restrictions. Okay, let's go to the blueprint now. Blueprint is still on COVID-19. Partial lockdown begins. Clubs, event centers shut. PTF orders civil servants to work from home, restricts gathering to 50, blames travelers, others for virus spread, and declares Lagos FCT Kaduna epicenters. Schools may resume January 18. We have our reservations on 400 billion naira vaccines. The Senate is saying that. Okay. All right. That's reactions there. That's the Blueprint newspaper. Daily Independent is the next one we're seeing now. Second coronavirus wave. That's the focus here. Federal government imposes partial lockdown nationwide. Shuts bars, nightclubs, event centers, recreational venues. Considers travel ban over new strain of COVID-19. Senate troubled over federal government's vaccination plans. And experts warn of COVID-19 surge in the southeast. All that on the front page of the Daily Independent. Daily Sun is the next one now. Daily Sun says, as fear of second wave of COVID-19 spreads, bleak Christmas as federal government slams fresh restrictions. Government workers from grade level 12 and below to stay away from offices and may impose travel ban on UK others. Schools to remain closed till January 18. And nightclubs, bars, recreational centers shut. Religious gatherings suspended. All right, these are all measures. Daily Sun. The Punch newspaper is where we're going now. Let's see how punchy these punches are. NIN is the focus here. Confusion as Nigerians storm NIMC centers, shun COVID-19 rules. Subscribers accuse Lagos NIMC officials of demanding bribes. And government extends the same linkage to NIN deadline till January. And federal government restricts religious sporting gatherings, Yuletide parties, and others. That's the Punch newspaper. The Nation is next. And COVID-19 spike, federal government slams 5-week restrictions and states FCTA to enforce rules and travel restrictions likely. That's the Nation newspaper. The Vanguard is next, and it says, still on COVID-19, Nigeria mulls flight ban as 14 nations cut UK off. Okay, 200 arrested in Lagos for ignoring safety protocols. Okay, so the enforcement is going on. That's the Vanguard newspaper. News Direct is next now, and he focuses on something else, and which is the budget. The National Assembly passes 13.58 trillion naira budget for 2021. That's the News Direct there. Okay, from there let's go to Business Day. Business Day says 2020 in review. See the Nigerian stocks that fueled 6.5 trillion naira gains in 2020. That's some level of Business Day. That's Business Day. See the Nigerian stocks that fueled 6.5 trillion naira gains in 2020. All right, certainly it's not all gloom and doom there. Some kind of hope. Okay, from there let's go to Daily Trust newspaper. Daily Trust says Federal government tasked on prudence as National Assembly raises budget to 13.58 trillion naira. Legislators increase own budget by 6 billion naira and debt servicing to go up 3.3 trillion naira. Experts apprehensive about revenue target, debt servicing. Okay, these are all concerns there on the front page of the Daily Trust. Now, the Daily Times is next. Daily Times says National Assembly raises 2021 budget by 505.6 billion naira, appropriates 13.58 trillion naira. Okay, that's the latest on that. And then The Guardian is next. Guardian newspaper, 13.6 trillion naira budget raises concerns on key parameters, deficit. The National Assembly approves 3.3 trillion naira for debt servicing, passes 458.2 billion naira NDDC 2020 budget. Federal government to sell assets to finance 5.1 trillion naira deficit. Okay, that's a Guardian newspaper. Okay, well, interesting headlines, depending on how you want to see them. Interesting from the front door, interesting from the back door, and how you want to see them. But Oladi, let me start with you here. Most of the papers here, more than half of the papers we have today, talks about the issue of the second wave of COVID-19 and some of the restrictions that government is looking at and all of that. Now, I just spoke with two health officials before now, and there is this confusion as to when they say there's no cause for alarm. Everybody should know there should be no panic, no anxiety. But we have seen that has led to nonchalance and relaxation from the people as well when they are told to adhere to protocols. What do you make of this?
It would be very wrong to say that there is no cause for alarm. There are several causes for alarm.
But really, is there cause for alarm?
Yes, I'm saying this because people have been dying, perhaps because the number of those whose name gets announced, okay, there's this erroneous impression that only the high and the mighty are dying. So that I spoke to this morning, when we heard that the Olu of Wari had passed on, he said he said it. I said, you don't understand. Several have died in the back streets of our cities. But because they are not popular, they are not national figures, you may not get to hear about them. But for all I care, I am all the more for observing the protocols. One, doing everything possible to raise the immunity of your own body. Two, and number three, far more important, avoiding crowded environments. Just last weekend in Abeokuta, I had 4 invitations. I refused to go on the premise that the only event that will not hold if I don't attend now is my burial. My children can marry in my absence. I have buried my parents. So there is nothing that is important though. If it's not there, it won't happen. They will marry in my absence. But if it's my burial, I have to be there. Since I'm not ready to be buried,
that's not happening anytime soon.
Now, I didn't attend all of the parties. Guess what? If I was so important, between Saturday and today, they will have called me, to find out why didn't come. But none has called me till now, which goes to show that we should emphasize self now. Protect yourself first, and then by doing that, you are protecting
others.
Especially the people living with you, your immediate
family and neighbors.
It is important.
Okay.
So we must take that. No.
All right. Now,
let me quickly say that I think there is cause for concern in the sense that this is beginning to look like a biological warfare. Because again, this COVID strain, there's a new strain, it's mutating.
But if we're seeing it as a biological warfare, who against whom?
I mean, look at the number of people who've died in the US, 320,000 plus. It's not a physical war. Yeah. This is due to COVID. 320,000. I don't think you can have that. You can have even more than that in the event of a war, physical war.
Yeah, surpass the First World War.
Exactly. So this is biological. This is a health war that the whole world is fighting. But we're looking at a particular strain, and now it's mutating. The UK is now the place not to be, not to go, and which for me raises another concern about Nigeria. Everyone is shutting their borders. Nigeria, we wait. They
and
wait.
watch the trend. And
then all of a sudden they say, close the borders. When people are already coming.
Yes.
So I am reiterating that this is cause for concern. Shut our borders now.
All right. Now, in addition to the shortening of borders, now the government has come up with some measures now, cutting down on the number of people who should be in churches by 50% capacity, and shutting down clubs and pubs and event centers and all of that. That should be the right step in the right direction, is it?
Well, we're looking at particularly seeing
we have just 3 days before Christmas.
We're staying home for Christmas. We're probably all going to be attending service online for Christmas, but that's okay. It's already a gift that we're alive at the end of this, what they call a Ubonge year. Serving an Ubonge year. If you're still alive today, on Christmas Day, that already is a gift. So please abide by the protocols. Okay. It's okay if these places are
all right.
shut.
What do you make of that?
We 60 Christmases.
Yeah, but there are some people...
So if I don't wait now, if I'm forced to enjoy this one, I'm not losing anything. Ditto for you and Funke. I mean, we don't have to take it into our heads. The most important thing now is self-preservation. You've got to be alive. Otherwise, those who are in the grave, Christmas means nothing to them. In any case, so we must. I mean, I'm glad that a lot of people are speaking out. Pastor Godalo spoke out and said, if that is what it will take, so be it. And people shouldn't start thinking they against us. No, please. That is the demand of the moment. We either abide by it or the worst will happen, which nobody is praying for. And in any case, the date is symbolic. It's not like it's hard and fast. It's not sacrosanct. If you choose, you can make January 1st your own Christmas. Okay? And nothing will happen. Nobody will take you to court because of that.
Besides,
it's important that people should abide so they can be alive to celebrate more Christmases.
All right.
This is not the end of humanity.
Okay. I believe everyone at home, you're hearing this.
Yes, now.
It is only those who are alive that can celebrate Christmas. Yes.
We're talking about the new normal. Part of the new normal is that you learn to stay at home on Christmas Day. I used to tell people, I said, look, the people who read about in the Bible weren't attending churches. The Abraham, the Jacob, the Lot, all those people had a one-on-one relationship with their Maker.
At that time, some people would argue that the church has not started at that time of Abraham and the others.
So at the time it started anyway.
But I agree with you, I understand.
So it's your mind, it's your relationship with your Maker, whether you're the Christian faith or you're the Muslim faith, whatever faith.
But if we take it from if we take it from the window of Christmas, is Christmas really about the makeup, they say, the way we celebrate? We know that it is the birth of Jesus Christ, but
there's a lot of showbiz around Christmas. It's a $1 million industry around Christmas.
God bless you. I'm going to go there. We have taken the Christ out of Christmas. It's been replaced with commerce. It's a huge business globally. I'm telling you.
For everyone who buys and sells.
Rivaled by Valentine's Day. I'm telling you. Rivaled by Valentine's Day. If you know the amount of money that go into celebrating Valentine, you will be surprised that, it's a huge industry on its own. So let's not think it is the party that is the Christmas. No, you are the church. Christ in you is your hope of glory. Anywhere you are, you can still celebrate Christmas. Okay, but next year is coming, 2021 is coming, and then we can do all of that. A friend of mine quickly married off 2 of his daughters during the lockdown using Zoom. And I told the guy, let's share the money that you be concerned. He was a smart guy. Imagine how to organize 2 different weddings. He would drain his sport.
It's a good time to even get married. You see, young people...
Maybe we should tell the young ones.
No, of course. It's a good time to get married right now.
Now is the best time.
You'll
be needing your uncles or your aunties to give you money or to borrow money from the office. No. Just do Zoom wedding. Man, you and your wife will take a bottle of soft drinks, cut your cake in your house.
The others will join via Zoom.
They will eat the cake. Yes. They will eat cake. And then I will roll. Seriously.
They will join via Zoom.
Seriously, self-preservation.
It's important.
Is important at this hour. Don't say, no, it's the rich people who get infected with the COVID-19 virus. it is across board, and it's given a lot of people concern. I spoke with my friend in the UK last night. The UK is not looking good at all. It's going to be a very lonely Christmas. She's taking stuff to her father, and she's not going to touch her father. She's going to stay somewhere and pass the food and stuff to her father. That's bad. Bad. So don't think that Nigeria is insulated. We're not insulated. So please, your masks, your shield. I love the shield. Because your makeup is still
no, exactly.
And then you still looking good. And then you can still be recognized.
Yes, exactly. The mask makes us look like masquerades.
Like
so you don't exactly. You don't know what. But let's bring it home somehow. Okay. The point there is, they're talking about a likely lockdown. If there's a lockdown, that's a different dimension of things altogether. We've heard government officials say at a time that Nigeria cannot afford another lockdown in that context. But if it is necessary, considering the fact that we're having the second wave in the country, and then the second variant is coming from the United Kingdom and then South Africa, if need be, wouldn't that be...
Countries are shutting their borders against UK.
Different strokes for different folks.
Okay.
Like Shirley said, by now, I expect that the government of the day should be thinking of closing the border.
They are still thinking of it.
Especially
they are thinking of it.
We have more time on our hands. Every second counts. And the earlier that is done, the best. Let me tell you, somebody close to me left here yesterday for UK. He's not seen his family for a while. And he said he's on 1 month, 30-day vacation. Now, for 15 days or 14, he will be kept away from
isolation.
Then you will see them for 1 day, come back into isolation, and be coming back. What kind of a thing is that? So a lot of people will be doing a lot of things to circumvent all of these things. So government has to be very firm and decisive. Now, the issue of lockdown, it might be a lot difficult. One, who will enforce it? We're just trying to rebuild security agents, civilians relationship to a tolerable level. If you now go, they say you should go out there and be battering people, arresting them for not staying indoor, really issue. Number two,
one of the headlines earlier.
Listen, the problem that followed the lack of palliatives, they are still very much with us. Don't forget that a greater part of Nigerians are those who must go out daily, sell, make money for them
daily
to eat
earners,
tomorrow.
Yes,
okay?
Daily earners.
That's the best way I can explain that. So if you keep them logged in, you must find food for them. Yoruba has a proverb,
He's not
let me tell you, when you tie a goat, right? You restrain a goat.
Okay.
When you train a goat, you must give that goat the cassava that it will eat to survive. It's important. We can no longer take, because all the reasons that came, that people got palliatives, they kept them, saying that when it's my birthday, I'll be sharing them.
Some of them were kept for the second wave. The second wave is here now.
I think the restrictions are better. It just restricts people. We can't afford another lockdown. But as we prepare to shut the borders, we need to eliminate corruption at the point of entry in Nigeria. So if you're saying people should come with their certificates that they're COVID-free, then you must be sure that these people are COVID-free. You shouldn't be collecting money to give people certificates, because then you open us up to
already coming from that, there's already a complaint that people are coming up with fake certificates.
I know.
Who enabled the fake certificate? Because if you make the thing impossible for people to do, they'll find a way around it.
Whipping boy, the National Orientation Agency. I'm still calling on government to reactivate that agency. There should be campaigns, there should be jingles, there should be pamphlets explaining these things to people.
Billboards.
Yeah, we can't. We cannot undermine the place of public enlightenment. Education and a campaign.
Public communication.
We can't come in. I don't understand. We've been saying these things. Let them bring back the agency.
No, the agency is there.
The agency is there. It's never gone anywhere. The agency has always been there.
How well have they performed? Or how have they even performed in the first
Actually,
place?
in your eyes, they've not performed. In the eyes of those managing the agencies that are going moribund, they're okay. Which is why we should be talking also about this idea of the Senate saying that they want to start selling off some assets. I think they should sell off some parastatals too. Moribund. They should just sell them.
If it's moribund, it's not.
All right. As we round off generally, the point there is there's still the feeling of confusion sometimes as to what more can anyone do right now in the face of COVID-19. Yeah. The numbers are increasing. I wonder what more we can do apart from the protocols that we've been talking about.
See, the protocols are there.
One word so we can
all know what they are. But far more importantly, I'm encouraging people now to eat more fruits and vegetables.
All right. Important.
And yes, we should also talk about the issue of vaccine. Some countries are saying, you know what, we don't want the vaccine anymore because now it has HIV inserted into it. And some people are saying
nanotech.
All right.
Nanotechnology.
Nanotechnology.
Yes.
Well, but
other reports came to say, okay, that wasn't true and all of that. But we wait to see how all that plays out.
Prevention remains the best option.
Yes.
Prevention.
Totally
one of the issues that will make the coffee table and the breakfast table during this Christmas is the issue of vaccines. So we should talk about it.
We'll leave it there. All right. We will. We certainly will bring you back to talk about vaccines as we get along, maybe. All right. Thank you very much, Ladin Dario, for your time on the program.
My pleasure. See you after Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be back.
All right. Funke, thank you for coming as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry